Greeting my fellow lovers of tunes and welcome back to another Aurora reaction video here on the channel where we enjoy the music, of course. Now I'm very excited to be back with Aurora again. She has an incredible voice, and the first time I ever heard her, it was like listening to a siren, like in those old like fairy tale folklore stories. She has that type of voice that just draws you in and takes you on a journey into your own mind, if that makes any sense. Now I'm very excited because this is another special request by the one and only Douglas Seal. Thank you very, very much, aka Deep Blue Hue. Thank you very much for this request. I have been wanting to get back to Aurora, so I'm very happy to get this little nudge and guidance to which song to do as well. It is called It Happened Quietly. So I'm very excited to see what this is all about. I love the fact that the way that she performs her music isn't necessarily just a performance. Like I said before, it's like a journey you go through. So let's get into it and then we will discuss it afterwards, as always.
Eyes blue and hollow as it rains against their will, feathers falling out of a pillow, as if time is standing still, and I can't remember much more, but I know it happened quiet, so quiet. Words falling out through the window. All that remains is a silent call. Is the earth colored red as I land like a flower on the meadow? Oh, love is wild. You fell apart like a stone can be broken into sand. A thousand pieces spread across a crying land, and you can't remember that day, but you know it happened quiet, so quiet. Words falling out through the window. All that remains is a silent call. Is the earth colored red as I land like a flower on the meadow? Oh, love is wild. Ooh, are your dreams as dead as they seem? Are your dreams as dead as they seem? Don't you speak over my voice. I will return from the shadows, and I bleed in your bed. Turn it red like the ground outside your window. Oh, love is wild. Love
Oh my goodness. This is one of those songs you can just sit back to, close your eyes, and just take in those beautiful angelic voices of both these artists. I mean, Aurora, we know she has an amazing voice. She has one of the best incredible vocals I've heard in a long time. But I have to say, the person that was singing with her, I do not know who she is, has an incredible voice as well. And her singing along, Aurora, in this made it even more so, like, how can I put this? I don't know what the right terminology is to use for this, but it just elevates it to a different level. It just amplifies the emotion and feeling that's coming through in the lyrics as well. And I want to talk to that about that a little bit quickly as well, because it's it's always fun and interesting to try and understand what the song is about, and to try and decipher the lyrics and maybe make your own conclusion. And like Deep Blue Hugh said in the mail that he sent me, he says Aurora prefers the listener to interpret their own meaning to her songs. They typically are not literal but full of metaphors. Now I think that is very, very, very interesting. Like, I really do. Because if you look at these songs, there's oftentimes people that have different ways of interpreting the songs, and they take it maybe literal or maybe not so literal, or maybe get a whole different message. It's like when you watch a movie, you and the person sitting next to you are not going to have the same experiences as each other, because we own have our own things that we went through in life. So you get your own, like, you take your own message from it, if that makes any sense. That being said, um, I think it was absolutely incredible. My interpretation of this, and this is only a quick touch on it because I've only heard it once, and I really would like to hear it a couple more times to really get into it. But, like, from what I can understand and what I can gather from the lyrics, is it sounds like it's a sort of a relationship of, whether it is a husband or wife, or maybe a sibling, or maybe a mother and a child, or a father and a child. It sounds like it was a very unhealthy relationship, and sort of the end, or the ending of said relationship, whether it is maybe a abusive relationship between a husband and a wife, where it was ended and maybe ended up in divorce or something, or maybe something a bit more brutal, like the wife finally retaliating, if that makes any, I'm not sure if I'm making any sense, but it sounds like that sort of territory. And what is so interesting, and the way that Aurora performs these songs, like, I absolutely love it. I've said it this before, and I think one of the first videos that we ever did with her, is I love the way that she is so expressive in her singing. The hand movements, the way that she looks into the far distance. It's almost like when she is performing this song, she is living that scenario or fantasy or whatever the case is in that moment. She channels the emotions and everything that goes along with the story to properly and, like, even more, like, elevatedly or emotionally carry over the message of the song. I absolutely adore that with her. It's like she transports into a different realm and goes in and tells these stories. Now, a lot of people might think that maybe this is something that she went through personally, which might be. I'm not saying it isn't. But what I find interesting is, if you've ever heard of people speaking about, in my previous life, or was this, like, sometimes I wonder if people are channeling memories from previous lifetimes and telling the stories and like that, if you believe in that. I find it a very interesting topic, but that's for a whole different video. But I love it. I love the way that she just performs it. She carries over this message, and like I said, accompanied by that beautiful guitar and that beautiful voice from the other artist, just made this so much more emotional, in a sense, you know. Like, I'm pretty sure if I had to listen to this a few times over, it would really get me so much more, like, it would almost bring you to tears, almost, like, if you listen to the storyline. But I'm always left in so much awe and admiration for the way that she performs, her beautiful voice, and just her being herself. That's what I absolutely love about her. The way that she dresses. She kind of reminds me, and I'm not sure if this is gonna offend anyone or make anyone upset, but she kind of reminds me of Luna Lovegood from the Harry Potter series. You know, the one that's always on her own mission and own story, and she seems like all out there and stuff like that. I absolutely love that. I think it would be so interesting to sit down with someone like her and just have a conversation, even if it's for hours and hours on end. I think that it would be such an interesting experience just by looking at the way that she performs and the way that she handles these things, and the depth and intensity that she goes through in these songs. It's phenomenal. It truly is something to admire and really go through. And I think you can really make a big conversation out of what exactly is meant in the songs and what it's about and stuff like that. And that's what I love. It creates a conversation topic of who, what, why, when, where, stuff like that. It's so fun. It's brilliant. It's like a story, a full-on story being told in a four or so minutes song. That is incredible. And also, this video says live at Current, I think it said live at the Current. Is that a radio station? I'm assuming that's a radio station. I mean, for a live performance, that is incredible. It takes so much talent to be able to just go up and just do a live take like that. One take, no cuts, no edits, anything like that, and it sounds that incredible. That is truly something special. So thank you very, very much once again to Douglas Seal, Deep Blue Hue, for this amazing request. I absolutely loved it. I did not expect myself going through this journey almost when I started listening to this, but I'm so happy I did, and it's probably going to stick with me for days on end. I'm going to discover some new things I haven't thought about, or maybe discover something else, or maybe read some of your comments of what your theories on this is, because I would love to hear from your guys' perspective as well. What do you think this song is all about? What did you take from it? It's always so interesting to hear that. So please let me know down below. I would love to hear from you guys and see what your theories on this one is. But thank you very much for the request. I really, really loved it so very much. But I'm going to leave this one here. I hope you guys are all staying safe, staying healthy. Remember to check up on one another. And then I will see you in the next one very soon. Remember, music is medicine.